Yeah, this is a track I did to one of my favourite rappers of all time, the great Eminem. It's a track he did called Seduction. It was inspired by the beat, so I decided to do my own version to the beat. My version is called Shell Shock Trauma. I didn't even play, that's my bit. Alright, here we go. Yeah, Arkangel. Mercenary warfare, spiritual warfare. Imagine this whole room is on fire and I'm in the middle, looking through the camera and just rapping. Yeah, life is what you make it, blessing and curses. For all your pain, stress, or your trials and tribulations, you can make it. It's all a test. Die for what you believe in, keep honor. Yeah, shell shock trauma, shell shock trauma. Die for what you believe in, shell shock trauma. Soldiers are dying, shell shock trauma. I just wanna live my life, just wanna live my life. Shell shock trauma, shell shock trauma. Die for what you believe in, shell shock trauma. Soldiers are dying, shell shock trauma. I just wanna live my life, just wanna live my life. The balance between life and death is equilibrium. Spiritual freedom, decimation, cuddle up into my devastation. Soldiers die for what they believe in. Killers die for what they believe in. Traumatized by the same measures, broken homes that put me in hell. Torture methods my captivation. Standing on a building screaming, it's my inner demons that I'm facing. Psychological warfare, my madness is like a psychotic gangbanger trying to cut his throat with a butter knife. My nightmares, reflections like mirrors. Born in the darkness to be forever in darkness. Never any peace in this earth. Full of genocide, wars, drugs, poverty, inequality of existence for real niggas. Arkangel died the same way. Liquid nitrogen, I'm frozen in my cold depression. I'm losing my soul, I'm losing myself, my family, my loved ones, the ones that I care about the most. Shell shock trauma, the definition of soldiers that survived hell and back, but spiritually broken by the horrors and terrors of war. Some things that are broken can never be fixed. Camouflage and broken memories, so wake up at night terrified. God, look into my eyes and take away my damnations, or make me a ghost rider. Silent reflections to contemplate the mind and thought process of a suicide bomber. Redemption I'm seeking. Does he pray before he hits the detonation button? Yeah. Does he pray before he hits the detonation button? Shell shock trauma, shell shock trauma. Die for what you believe in, shell shock trauma. Soldiers are dying, shell shock trauma. I just wanna live my life, just wanna live my life. Shell shock trauma, shell shock trauma. Die for what you believe in, shell shock trauma. Soldiers are dying, shell shock trauma. I just wanna live my life, just wanna. It's strange for me to think people die, somebody dies every time you blink. Destruction, humanity's born to suffer. I wish I could bring peace to my mother's soul. Destroy the devils on her shoulders, decimate the crap persecution she's under. My pulse is racing and my heart feels heavier. Conversations with God and my angels with broken wings. Slow motion, the world is turning. Ghost reflections, mutilations. Soldiers walk across the battlefield to see the closest comrades cut up to pieces deceased. If I could write a book, it would be written in blood. Individual family pictures and broken bodies left in the mud. If I had guns to keep it close to my chest like the Hitman picture. What's the definition of a hellraiser, my nigga? Guerrilla warfare tactics, welcome to hell. My trials and tribulations, my flows are ready to kill like Semtex. Severed limbs without morphine to ease the pain, hospitalized in a stretcher. Government's creating of poverty turns everybody into criminals. Life is a curse and a blessing. Economical downturn or recession. Niggas die before they learn the lesson. Archangels of smoke and hellfire. Yeah. Shell shock trauma. Shell shock trauma. Die for what you believe in. Shell shock trauma. Soldiers are dying. Shell shock trauma. I just wanna live my life. Just wanna live my life. Shell shock trauma. Shell shock trauma. Die for what you believe in. Shell shock trauma. Soldiers are dying. Shell shock trauma. I just wanna live my life. Just wanna live my life. Shell shock trauma. Shell shock trauma. Die for what you believe in. Shell shock trauma. Soldiers are dying. Shell shock trauma. I just wanna live my life. Just wanna live my life. Yeah.